Welcome to my channel Adhyan with Flow. Let's discuss about long distance transport of water. In my previous video, we already discussed about short distance transport like diffusion, osmosis. So guys, diffusion, I'm writing properly. So guys, diffusion is not enough for transport the water. Osmosis is not enough for transport the water in all over the plant. They are useful in some short distance plant, means short height plant. Short height plant. If some plant have 10 meters, 250 meters, then what happened with them? So diffusion is not enough for them because this process is slow and they travel only little bit path, like we dip the seed into water medium, then through the osmosis they take absorb H2O. But that's not enough now. That's not enough. So how water travel long distance? First is by mass or bulk system. By mass or bulk system. This is the stem, leaf part, leaf part. This is the flower. Here the root system. Mass flow work on root pressure. Mass flow work at root pressure. How? We know guys, what is transpiration? We know everything. What is transpiration? What is guttation? Due to transpiration, guttation, we lost water. Water loss. And this loss and this water loss gives pressure to stem and pressure gives pressure to roots and roots absorb H2O. I repeat. I repeat once again. We know that what is the transpiration? What is the transpiration? Loss of water molecule in the vapor form from surface of leaves. Now leaves produce some pressure at stem and stem cause pressure on root and some positive hydrostatic pressure occur on root system. Now let's read. Mass flow is the movement of substances in bulk or masses from one point to another point as a result of pressure differences between the 2 points. It characteristics of mass flow that substances, whether in solution or suspension, are swept along the same pace. They want to say there, simple guys, simple. If transpiration is occur at the aerial part of the plant, plant, then what happen? Then what will happen with them? The water will remove in the form of vapor. So here waterless, and now they go towards the stem and they ask, please stem, give me some water. And stem have lots of water, so they easily provide leaf, that leaf, okay, you can take my water, and they gives leaf to water. But leaves evaporate their water and they provide water. Sometime later they lack of water, then they ask for root, that root, give me some water. And roots, what they do, they are happy. Why? Because they have lots of water. They provide stem to water. Okay, stem, take my water. Okay, stem, take my water. Now root become unhappy because they provide all of their water towards the stem. Stem provide all of their water to leaves, and leaves provide all of the water to environment. Now what happen next? Then root, what they do? They have some pressure because upper part of the shoot they have lack of water. So root finds some positive root pressure and they absorb water from the soil. So guys, this is the mass or bulk flow. That's it guys. And diffusion, yes guys, their more important thing is, yes, water is flow root to stem, stem to leaf. They flow with the help of xylem and their types, like xylem parenchyma, like xylem fiber, like tracheids, vessels, etc. Okay guys. Okay, how do plant absorb water? In previous lecture I little bit described some pathway like apoplastic pathway and symplastic pathway guys. So first let's start with apoplastic pathway and symplastic pathway. First let's discuss about apoplastic pathway. Wait guys, I'll show you something. Wait, yeah, now you can betterly understand. We all know that water absorbed by root and root have root hairs. So water absorbed by root hairs, guys. Now here is water. If water travels in the intracellular space, we call it as a what, guys? Apoplastic pathway. Look at here, guys. This is the gap between, distance between, space between two cells. If here water flow is occur, then we can call it as a what, guys? We can call it as a apoplastic pathway. Now here, when this pathway reach here, this pathway end because there are some strips in endodermis and they made up with suberin, some Casparian strips. They block what? Apoplast pathway, because they are located here, intracellular space. Look at here where they located. So water can't cross this. So apoplast pathway can't cross this. Now let's talk about symplast pathway. What is the feature of symplast pathway? They cross their water molecule and minerals cell to cell, guys. No one can break them, no one can stop them, no barrier, nothing. And they finally goes towards the xylem vascular tissues. How they can flow? How these water molecules can flow easily? Because they have some gaps. Look at here, guys. Here is some gap. We call it as a plasmodesmata. Look at here, guys. Symplast pathway proceed further with the help of plasmodesmata. Guys. Understand? Now you better understand. So in apoplast is the system of adjacent cell wall that is continuous throughout the plant. Look at here, cell wall of adjacent cells, except the Casparian strip of the endodermis. Here this pathway is blocked in roots. Guys, this is the pathway in roots. Okay, here na, how do plant absorb water? So root absorb water na, guys. The apoplastic movement of water occur exclusively through the intracellular space and the wall of the cells. These are the intracellular space, guys, and the wall of the cells. Movement through the apoplast does not involve crossing the cell. They does not crossing the cell. They enter in the where? Intracellular space. Now let's move further. This movement is dependent on gradient. Of course, guys, surrounding soil have high water and they move inward. Where? Root, epidermis, and they contain now high amount of water. They pass cortex. They pass water towards the cortex, and cortex they contain high water. Then they pass towards the endodermis, and endodermis pass towards the xylem. So this is the concentration gradient. Water flow their high concentration to their low concentration. The apoplast does not provide any barrier of water movement, and water movement is through the mass flow. Outer surrounding they can flow easily by the water cell wall and intracellular space. Now let's discuss about symplastic pathway. They are interconnected na guys, cell to cell, cell to cell, cell to cell, cell to cell. Okay guys, the symplastic system is the system of interconnected protoplast. Of course, they connected. Okay guys, what is this structure? We can call it as a plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata. Look at here. So neighboring cells are connected through cytoplasmic strands that extended through plasmodesmata. During symplastic movement, the water travels through the cell and their cytoplasm. Intracellular movement is through the plasma. They are repeating same words, guys. That water flow cell to cell by the help of plasmodesmata. Water had to enter the cell through the cell membrane, of course, hence the movement is relatively slower because there are lots of cytoplasm na guys. Movement is again down of a potential gradient. Symplastic movement may be aided by cytoplasmic streaming. Guys, they repeating same line. They repeating same line again and again and again. And they are slower, they cross the cytoplasm, they cross the cell membrane, they cross the cell wall. So, now there are some definitions about Casparian strips, that they are impervious, means they are impermeable, and they made up with suberines. So Casparian strips, they are blockage. What they block? What apoplastic pathway? Here, look at here. There are, look at here. Symplastic is the crossing. Look at here. Symplastic cross the cell, also cytoplasm, and reach towards the xylem. And apoplastic pathway, they cross only intracellular space, and they enter into the xylem. Now xylem, water is again free to move between cell as well as through them. In young roots, water enter directly into the xylem vessels. Xylem made up with 4 parts: vessels, tracheids, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. Okay, they are non-living. Except parenchyma, they are non-living, dead, so they can easily transport the water. Some plants have additional structure associated with them, like mycorrhizae. This is the what? This is a symbionts. They association of fungus with a root. They attach with root and provide nutrition minerals to the plant. Wait. The fungal filament form a network around the young root, or they penetrate the root cell. Means these fungal structure around the roots and they penetrate the root cells. The hyphae have a very large surface area. They absorb minerals, ions, and water from the soil, from a much larger volume of soil that perhaps a root cannot do. Means they located where their root can't reach, so they absorb water, minerals, because they have hyphae. Okay, what they do, they provide mineral water to the root. So this is the some brief pathway, that water movement. These are the pathway of water movement in roots, by the apoplast pathway, by the symplast pathway. So next is water movement up a plant due to 2 parts: root pressure, and look at me, wait, and transpiration. Let's start with root pressure. I previously discussed that we have a plant body, root. Okay guys, root, flowery part, some aerial part, these are the roots. We know now, when transpiration and guttation occur. Mainly Root pressure caused by guttation. Guttation. What is the meaning of guttation? Water loss in its liquid phase. Means at night time we notice that some water droplets surrounding the leaves. These processes call it as a guttation because they excrete excess water that absorbed by root. If root absorb excess water. If root absorb excess water, they push water upside. So leaf can accept this water, but excess water they deposit outside the leaves. They push water towards the leaves, then leaves accept the water, but excess water they release from their surface. Okay, in this pressure they cause positive pressure towards the root. So root push water upside. Root make a pressure and push the water upside, and each and every parts of the plant get water by this root pressure. Okay guys, as various ion from the soil are actively transported into the vesicular tissues of the root. This water transported by, of course, xylem. This is the vascular tissues. Water follows and increase the pressure. Yes, root follows and increase the water potential. Water have high water potential. High water potential means high water. They cause pressure. They cause some positive pressure. We call it as a root pressure, and can be responsible for pushing. Look at their word. Be specific. Pushing up water to small height in the same. This pressure is always applicable for small height plant. Remember this thing. This is applicable for small height plant. Okay, not tall plant. Okay, this pressure is accepted with small height plant. Okay, so this pressure, root pressure, do you understand? This pressure produced by guttation. Here is some definition. Effect of root pressure is also observable at night and early morning. We know guys, when evaporation is low, excess water collect in the form of droplets. Yes, around the special opening of veins near the tip of the grass blades and leaf of many herbaceous. I told you na, water out from their surface and collect as a droplet form. We can assume this betterly. When this phenomena is happening in the winter times, when transpiration is low, heat is low, temperature is low. Okay guys, now transpiration rule. This rule applicable for whole plant, short plant as well as long height plant. What is the performance of this transpiration pool? It means root pressure is caused by guttation. So transpiration pool is caused by transpiration. I repeat that root pressure, this pressure is caused by guttation. Guttation is responsible for root pressure. Okay, excess amount of water make a pressure, and this pressure, due to the effect of pressure, the droplets out with the surface. And transpiration pull, this happen with the pressure of transpiration. Look at here, cohesion tension theory. We can say cohesion tension transpiration pull motor. Look at here guys, look at here. This is the plant leaf part, and a sunny day, highest temperature. Then what happened with plant? Guys? Now what happened with plant? The leaf evaporate their water. water. Leaf evaporate water. Water loss in the form of transpiration, because high heat, high temperature at a daytime. This process mainly occur in a night time and early morning. Early morning. Okay, and this phenomena occur in a daytime. What happen? They lose water. Leaves loss water in the form of transpiration. Leaf lost their water in the form of vapor. Leaf lost their water in the form of vapor. Leaf lost their water in the form of wet, in the form of vapor. Alright guys, now what happened next? Here water amount is less and environment absorb their whole water. Environment take their whole water droplets. Whole water droplets. And now leaf needs more water. Then they take water from the stem. Then stem take water from the root. Root take water from the soil. Simple. I'm writing a chart here guys. Where? I'm writing here. Transpiration high. Temperature high. Heat high. Then water loss from leaves. Leaves take water from stem. Now stem become needy for water. Stem absorb water from roots and roots absorb water from soil because they face negative pressure. Yeah, because of transpiration they lost water. Because of loss of water, root pressure feel some negative pressure. Here lots of water. Here already water potential is already high. They push their water कि ले लो भाई ले लो. Here already less water. Here already less water and here already less water. Then roots feel some negative pressure. Then they pull water from the soil and roots transport their water towards the stem and stem transport their water towards the leaves. What is the cohesion and tension? Cohesion means bonding between same molecule. Bonding between same molecule. Why? How? Means water. This is the xylem, vessels, tracheids. Water flow in like this manner guys. They follow a sequence guys. They follow a sequence. So if bonding is cohesion, bonding between H2O molecule, and somewhere they attach with vessels, their walls, this is the adhesion. They also attach with the walls of the vessels. So bonding can't break, means H2O bind with this water molecule, bind with wall. This kind of bonding means bonding between different molecule, we call it as a adhesion, and bonding between same molecule we call it as a cohesion. So this is all about the transpiration pool. So water movement up a plant, two factor is important: root pressure in short height plant and transpiration pool in long height plant. Both use xylem, guys. Both use xylem. Root pressure and transpiration pull, both use xylem. Root pressure is due to guttation and transpiration pull is due to transpiration. They face positive pressure and transpiration pull negative pressure. They have already excess amount of water, but they don't have excess amount of water. Their water potential very high in root, but their water potential is very low in leaves and roots. Okay guys, so that's all about our water movement up a plant. In our next video we will detail discuss about transpiration, guys, stomata and their structure, all things. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you, and please subscribe my channel. Keep smiling and revise, guys. Revise. Thanks a lot.